The first 4 episodes of Stranger Things season 5 were absolutely insane. There was lots of really good moments and some really bad ones, so let's talk about it all. Full spoilers ahead for the first 4 episodes. And of course, we got to start with the end of episode 4 where we get the insane reveal that not only does Will Byers have powers, but this dude's powers are also on the level of Vecna. Like he was possessing multiple Demogorgons, just crunching all their bones like we saw Vecna doing to his victims in season 4. Now, Will obviously has some control over these powers since he used them to save his friends in this scenario, but what's not clear is how much influence Vecna still has over him, because obviously Vecna is the reason he has these powers in the first place. So I honestly feel like there's a chance that Vecna is still controlling Will, and like Will just kind of fought back in this very moment, but he's not going to have full control over these powers in the next couple episodes, at least until the very finale. But speaking of Vecna, this dude is on absolute demon timing, and the show is better when he's in it. Like when he showed up in episode 4, it takes it up to a new level. His new design looking like Ultron is sick. Honestly, what might be even more interesting with Vecna's character is everything happening in his mind memory world here, where we obviously see Holly Wheeler has been taken. Which, by the way, yeah, that entire sequence of the Demogorgon coming into the Wheeler house, absolutely wiping the floor with Karen and Ted, who should be dead, by the way. The fact that they lived is absolutely insane. And taking Holly, though, that was an absolutely insane sequence. Like, tell me why Holly Wheeler, who was an absolute nothing character in the first 4 seasons of the show, suddenly has like one of the most interesting storylines happening in this season. I do think the reveal that Vecna is taking like hundreds of different kids and it wasn't just Holly targeted in particular did make this a little bit less interesting, but still everything between her and Max, who we see is also stuck in this Vecna memory world. I thought everything here was super cool, and getting to see kind of what happened to her when she first went into this coma and almost died was incredibly cool. Again, she could have almost escaped, but the music stopped playing. That was heartbreaking. And honestly, I'm just a sucker for any sort of dream or memory worlds. Like Inception's one of my favorite movies of all time. So everything here and like why Vecna won't go into the cave, I'm super excited to learn more about that. I do have a lot more positive to say about the season, but let's switch up to kind of a negative so far for me. Am I the only one kind of incredibly bored with Eleven and Hopper's storyline so far and everything with them in the Upside Down, which should be super interesting? I feel like the Upside Down now, with everything we've learned throughout the last couple seasons, has kind of lost all its aura and ambience. Like now they're just in there just absolutely chilling. Everything with the military base, I was like, okay, I don't really care about this. And then it all leading up to the reveal that Eleven's sister, Callie, aka 8, is still alive. And if you forgot who she is, she was the character from the Lost Sisters episode of season 2 that everybody absolutely hated. I can't believe they brought that full circle and brought her back. But hear me out. I'm not complaining that Callie's back because I'm glad they're not leaving a massive loose end in this series. But I do kind of feel like her being in one episode in season 2 that was just trying to start a spinoff and now magically coming back in the back half of season 5 to now probably defeat Vecna is not going to feel that earned. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think 11 ever mentions her in seasons 3 or 4 of the show. Maybe it's alluded to once, but like they literally completely forgot about her and now she's just randomly back and going to save the day. I also just think some of the character dynamics feel kind of off right now. Like everything between Steve and Jonathan trying to like impress Nancy is super weird. I feel like Steve already moved past her multiple times and now we're just going back to that for some reason. And seeing Steve and Dustin argue is also just like not what I want to see. But at the same time, I do see where Dustin's coming from because like he deeply cared for Eddie and he's very upset about it. Nobody else in the show cares at all. The same is kind of true for Max. Like Lucas, you see, is still going there and sitting with Max. Everybody else in the show is like, oh yeah, I forgot about her. And honestly, I can forgive a lot of these things if I just take a step back and remind myself, oh yeah, these are not 25-year-olds like the real life actors are. They're playing like 15-year-old kids still, and yeah, that does make a lot of the cringy dialogue and weird things they do make a lot more sense. I promise I'll get back to positives in a second, but I got one more complaint, and honestly, I think the like 18-month time jump that they had honestly kind of killed some of the momentum from the end of season 4 with that crazy cliffhanger, Hawkins in ruin. It's like, oh my god, Vecna completed his goal. He's opened up all these gates between the Upside Down and the real world. He can do everything now. So to then take a massive pause for a huge time jump, have everybody like back at school, and now we're like, oh, kind of casually looking for Vecna again. I feel like it kind of just lost some momentum there. Like, imagine in Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, in between part 1 and 2, Harry, Ron, and Hermione are like, okay, let's just actually go back to Hogwarts for a year, then we'll graduate and then go look for the Horcruxes again. Getting back to the positives, Derek, unironically a hilarious character. Like, yeah, he became such a meme leading up to the season of everybody being like, who on earth is this kid? And honestly, though, he's so funny. His interactions with the characters, his little jokes he makes, I was laughing every single time. I do also like some of the new pairings in this season, like Will and Robin working together and her kind of helping him work through his feelings. Obviously, she can tell that he likes Mike. They are not building up towards Mike and Will getting together, though. Like, it is very obvious that Robin is telling Will that it's okay that he feels this way towards Mike, but Mike does not have to feel feel the same towards him, and that's okay. And also, am I the only one that found it a little weird that Will and Eleven are basically siblings? They have been for over a year. They've been living together, all this different stuff, but Will is still trying to make a move on Mike, who's dating Eleven. Like, I understand Will is going through a lot, clearly, but that is kind of crazy disrespect to your own sister. I will also say Robin is very lucky she has those very sweet moments with Will, because on her own, some of the lines of dialogue she's dropping are the cringiest things I've ever heard in my life. Like, this character would love Reddit, prove me wrong. So it is still very enjoyable. The vibe is just very different overall than the previous seasons, which honestly just is going to take some getting used to. And honestly, seasons 3 and 4 also kind of took like 3 episodes of kind of setting things up, and then the events start kicking off in the 4th episode. So they're really just following the same formula. I think I just kind of expected it to be a little bit different from the beginning just because this is the final season. And I do think the highs in these first 4 episodes do ultimately make up for all the different lows. I'm going to give the first 4 a strong 8 out of 10.